What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Zamir from Access Tunes. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the differences between the sampler track that comes with Cubase and the sampler track in Halion 7. So if this is your first time here, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notification, smash the like button, and share this video to everybody. Alright guys, so let's get started. I'm gonna talk a little bit about sampler track and how I used to use this before. So if you guys have seen my beat making video, I always use sampler track for my drums. So for instance, if I go to the sample library here, so let's say if I want to have a kick, I usually just right click and create a sampler track, and then I program my drums that way. However, ever since I started using Halion 7, I am using Halion 7 as my drum machine, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what I meant. I have actually created a preset. Let me just go to my preset, user preset, and it's under track preset and multi. And you can see this drums Halion. I used to use Groove Agent, so I have a couple of multi instruments here. So I'm going to just drag and drop it to my project window. So you can see that I have kick, snare, claps, hi-hat, blah, 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 all these instruments, and it's being routed to its own output in Halion 7. Okay, so for instance, if I go to my Halion right here, you can see if I click on the snare, not the snare, this is the output. I'm going to go to and click on the snare track, and it's going to highlight this one. If I want to go to open hat, it's going to highlight this one, so I know which of this track that I'm currently looking at, right? So that is a very important thing. Now let's go ahead and compare these two. I'm gonna close this window for now. I wanted to have a compact one. Okay, I have this sampler track which sounds like this. Okay, it is quite loud, right? I'm gonna use the same sample right here. Oh, I don't know which sample I used. Oh, this one. Okay, so I'm gonna drag and drop this one to the first kick program here. Okay, so now when I press the note C3, you notice that it's not really loud compared to the one in the sampler track. This is a bit more louder than the kick in here. Okay, so I don't know what it does though, but I like it that way, because currently if you go to the sampler track, you can see that it's kind of hot. It's not clipping though, but you can see that it's actually kind of, the gain stage is currently at -6 dB. Okay, it's still not that bad, but sometimes when you add a lot of tracks that has the same dB range, it's gonna clip your stereo out. So whenever I use the Halion 7, it's in check basically. So I'm gonna go back to the kick here, and I'm gonna enable this one, so you can see that the kick now is only at -10, right? So the gain staging is perfect now. So if I add another instruments here, let me go to the snare. Okay, it's damn loud, right? So let's add a create. Now I have this sampler track here, super loud, and I'm gonna go to the snare, not that loud, right? So I like that it gains stage for me already. Okay, that is the one important thing, right? So I'm gonna go and see the controls that we have in sampler track right now. You can see that we have playback, slice, pitch, filter, amp, and we have all of these controls in Halion 7 plus more. Let me go to the Halion 7 right now. Okay, here's where we can see our samples, right? I like the fact that I can actually know what pitch is my sample right now. So if I click on this button here, right? Okay, now this now is not showing that. Let me just check if I can see it in the kick. Yeah, so now you can see that the kick is in C sharp key, right? I love that I can actually have this information here, so it is useful when I'm producing my beats. So when you look at this side by side, it may looks like a different kind of instrument. However, it's not really that much of a different, although the sampler in Halion 7 sounds even better compared to the one here. in terms of the audio stretch, right? Okay, I'm not going to talk about a lot of controls that we have in Sampler Track. I believe you have already know that. Okay, so I'm only going to talk about the controls that we have in Halion, all right? And then we can talk about the differences. So the control, like the pitch here, is very useful. So let me go to kick here, and you can see in the kick, I can see that the kick's root node is C sharp, right? It is very useful. Okay, and if I move my cursor down, you can see that it is actually showing me what are the pitch at this range here. Now it is A. That's one of the things that I like, because now let's say if I'm adding some kind of melodic instrument. Let's see. So if I go here, right? So now you can see that the pitch is being detected. So now I know if I move my cursor up here, so I know that this is an A sharp, and it's going up to, and so on. All right. So it's kind of cool actually, because now I know what note is playing where. All right. So if I want to do some kind of sound design or sampling, I can do it right here. I really like that about Halion 7. And Decompose is available in Halion 7. It's not available in Sampler Track. Okay, we have the slice here, which is the same as the one in the Sampler Track. Okay, and then we have the loop. So these are all basically the same. Main, normal, playback, and all that, right? So this is kind of cool. We have the snap to zero. We have snap. We have normalize, we have the trim samples. So basically these are the controls that's already available in Sampler Track. Okay, okay, if I click on this button now, I can see even more options here. So if I want to tune it, say I want to tune it up or down, I can do it right here. And let me just bring it back to normal. And let's say if the gain that I have right now is not as loud, okay? Let's say the sample is really not that loud. I can come up here and increase the gain, right? So I have the controls as well here. So you can see that the more I increase or decrease, I can see how the sample actually look like, right? So if I have a sample that's not that loud, I can bring it here and just adjust it like so, or I can normalize them. So let me just bring this down and click on the normalize button. Now it's gonna normalize it, and it's gonna increase the gain, right? So I can use either the normalize button or this one here. Okay, so I already talked about the tuning and all that. Okay, so basically in terms of the controls here, it's everything available here is available in Halion 7, but everything in Halion 7 is not available in the Sampler Track. Okay, another cool thing obviously is that I have my own mixer here. So before I do any kind of mixing, if I want to do a sound design, I can do it right here, and it's gonna affect all the tracks right in here if I use the out here. So for instance, let's say I want to add some kind of parallel drum compression, I can just do it here. You know what I mean? That's it for today, guys. I don't want to drag this video too long. If you guys find this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, smash the like button, and share this video to everybody. Thank you so much for watching.